Now, meanwhile, to the north, Syrian news reports are alleging that Israeli planes struck targets in the Deir Ezzor region of eastern Syria near the Syria-Iraq border Tuesday night. And approximately 30 people were allegedly killed in these strikes. Pictures circulated by Iran-backed terror proxy Hezbollah also showing extensive damages to their warehouses. And this as the Lebanese president's office gets ready to file an urgent complaint with the UN against what it calls Israel's daily violations of its airspace. Joining us to expand on these issues is former commander of the Tel-Nof Air Base, Brigadier General in the Reserves, Relik Shafir. Thank you so much for being with us, Brigadier General. Now, according to the report, the Israeli airstrikes are not far from where the old Syrian nuclear reactor was being built and bombed in 2007. Could it be that Iran is trying to rebuild a reactor in that area?
I doubt very much if this is the case. I think they're probably trying to establish a stronghold that they may think was unnoticed. So I doubt that any rebuilding is taking place.
All right. Well, could the increasing rate of these alleged, attacks over the last month be in light of the last days of the Trump administration?
I think everybody understands that the 20th of January is a test. And so everybody's vying for positions, whether it be the Iranians, Hezbollah, or ourselves, the Israelis. So in light of these, all the changes and the manipulations and the quotes should be seen in light of the unknown of what will be Biden's position come the inauguration date.
All right, fair enough. So let's move a little bit now to Lebanon. Lebanon again is complaining to the UN about Israeli violations of its airspace, alleged Israeli violations of its airspace. How do the recent attacks maybe line up or bode with this complaint?
I think it goes with the same frame that we've just spoken about. If Lebanon is able to get its case, and when I say Lebanon, it's the Hezbollah, are trying to put their position in the spotlight come the Biden era, then that will think that this may change the outlook of the new administration coming in into who is the good guy and who's the bad guy in this scenario. So in light of this, I wouldn't take this too seriously.
Do you see any alternative ways other than airstrikes that Israel is going to maybe try to stop the attempts of Iran and Hezbollah to build themselves up in Syria?
So far, it looks to the outside viewer that those attacks are taking a toll and are creating pressure on the Iranians and on the Syrians, certainly on Hezbollah, in taking the position of what is going to happen in the coming year in our area. Who's going to have the upper hand? Will the U.S. step in and be more active than it was before? What is going to take place with the nuclear deal with Iran? What are the latitudes that are going to, the pressures that are going to be exerted within the next few months? So this is all a connected system.
All right, well, it's going to be really interesting to see how these attacks continue throughout the region in the coming months, especially, as you say, as the Biden administration begins. Until then, Brigadier General, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.